Welcome back, everybody. You made it through your database section where we learned how to make some database tables and a little bit about how they worked. And now we're going to get to do something a little fun, a little bit interactive. We are going to make the most basic of snack shops to take the money from the accounts. And again, we can come back. We can do inventory. We can do all kinds of stuff like that. We can do receipts and even use receipt printers and all that kind of stuff. But at this point, we just want to be able to charge someone for something. So what we're going to do, let's go back and let's do this one from scratch. So we are going to go to users and to blank pages and project root, and we're going to duplicate. And we are going to stick this in here, and we're just going to call it snackshop.php. And then we're going to come over here and we are going to let's think about this. So when we go to our dashboard here, we have these permission levels, and we have user, which is basically going to have no permission in the system. It's just kind of a holding place while you give somebody other permissions. Then we have admin, which can do anything. And then manager will be able to do things like create new students and all that kind of stuff. And then kiosk can just display balances and maybe do a few other fun things. But I think we need a permission level in between, and we're going to call it cashier, okay? And they probably could use another term for it, but we're going to call it cashier. And basically, we are going to allow anybody with the cashier permission to work in the snack shop and charge people's cards and stuff like that. Now, one thing I haven't pointed out is that you don't have to explicitly add an admin to a page. If the person is an admin, they're automatically added to that page, but anything else, you have to manually add them. So we've made this new page called Snack Shop. So when we come here and visit snackshop.php, we are redirected to this page where we're going to allow admins, managers, and cashiers to access the snack shop. And really, like, the point of that is if somebody's already a manager, they should be able to access the snack shop. So we're just going to call this snack shop, and this is what you're going to see at the top of the page. And then if we go to snack shop, you'll see it says snack shop right there with nothing else going on. So we're going to make another one of our patented simple forms, and the idea behind this is we're just going to get the functionality working. So let's come in here and we are going to type in form, and we're going to hit tab, and then we can delete the index.html because we're going to be just posting. Basically, when you put nothing here, it means that you're going to post it to the page that's you're already on, so you don't really have to do anything there. So what we want to do is we want to do the only things we're going to worry about are how much are we charging them. So we're not going to worry about descriptions at this point or multiple items. You're going to say they bought $7 worth of stuff, we're going to charge them $7. So what we're going to do is, I'll tell you what, because this is going to be such a small page, we're going to come in here and we're going to change this to, let's change it to column size. Let's do 3. Okay, so what we're doing is, I've said this before, but there's 12 columns on these pages just straight across. And so we're basically going to use up the left quarter, and then we're going to put this form in the middle half. So if I do div class call small 6, then basically what we're doing is we're allowing, and we could get way fancier with this thing, but we're just going to stick this more toward the middle of the page. And you'll see why in a second. So what we're going to do is we are going to do an input. I'll tell you, let's do a label, and we're going to put, it doesn't really matter what you call it, but sale amount, okay? And then what you're going to do is we're going to do an input, and we're going to do a number, okay? And so what we're going to do is we are going to call this the same thing that we called it in the database. So if I come to transactions and I see that I called it amount. So what I want to do is I want to be consistent with my names. So the name is amount, and then the value is basically going to be nothing because they're going to type that in. And now we're going to do a few things here. We're going to do min equals, and then we're going to do 0.01. And this, what this will do is this will prevent us from submitting the form with nothing there. And then we're not going to do a max, but we're going to do step equals 0.01. And what that's going to do is stop us from accidentally putting, 357 cents. So it's not a foolproof solution, but it's good enough for our purposes. So if I refresh the page and come here to this thing, now I have a form and it says sale amount, and you'll see that as I go up, this is going to be multiple cents, like that. So the thing I'm going to do now, we're going to add one more thing. We're going to add a class equals form control. Okay. And then I'm going to save it. And now you'll see that bumped that down to the next row. Now, let's see here. Let's put a break at the top. We probably should just add a little padding on there, but we'll put a break at the top. And then let's make this bold. So we'll do strong. There's other ways to do this, but we're going to do it this way. So strong. So the sale amount will be entered in here. And then what you're going to do is we're going to add one more input, and we're just going to copy this for a second so we get all that formatting. So we're going to say scan your RFID tag to confirm. Okay, and so what we're going to do, we're also going to make this required. We'll cover all the bases. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of these minimum maximum things here, and we're going to put required, and that's going to make that required. What we're going to do though, because I want to allow people to do something other than just numbers, we're going to change this one here to password, just like we did on the other one, to hide what the RFID tag is. And then we're going to call this RFID. Okay, so if I refresh the page, I have the ability to do an RFID thing here. And now we're just going to do a submit button. And so we're going to do input type equals submit. And then we're going to give it a name of submit. And then we're going to say confirm purchase. Now, the way this is going to work in this very simple situation, I'm going to refresh the page. I'm going to save it, then I'm going to refresh the page. Oop, that is submit. Okay, I'm going to save that. So, the way this is going to work is that the cashier is going to enter the amount, and then they're going to click in here for them to confirm with the RFID tag. And so this is not super fancy, but we're not doing any JavaScript or anything like that. So this will work. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a class here. Class equals, and then we're going to do button hyphen success. So I added a class called button success, and what that's going to do is that's going to make this, a nicer kind of green button. We'll put a break in there just to give it a little bit more space. Now we could, what we could do is we could put that in a paragraph tag, and align ALIGN equals center, and then we'll drop this in here. It's a little weird typing on half screen. Okay, so we've centered that. Now I still think we should put the break in there just to kind of drop it down one more row. So we'll do this. Again, this is not an HTML class, not a CSS class. So we're going to refresh the page. We have some space there. So what's going to happen now is we're going to test this with our typical dump statement. So we're going to come over here to this side and we're going to write an if statement. We're going to say if not empty $_post. Okay. I'll tell you what, you guys are going to probably appreciate this. I'm going to go into settings and I'm going to go to packages, and this will take a second here, and I am going to scroll down to fancy bracket matcher and disable that. So now I come back over to Snack Shop and it's not all glowing on you, but we're going to do dump post. Okay, so what we're doing, we've made our form and we just want to test to see if the form works. So if something is posted, then just dump it out. So we're going to do a sale of $12.51. Now you notice I still can enter that in there, and we can work on that later. And then I'm going to scan a tag. And so you see here that we have this this idea of it coming in and making the purchase, and so that part's working. So we're going to stop there. I feel like we've gone long enough in this video, and we will pick it up in the next video as we actually make this transaction happen. See you next video.